When you first saw the Pac-12's decision to go conference only, having played in that league, what was your reaction when you saw that?
I mean, look here. I mean, this situation is hard for everyone, for every conference, but I just applaud them for keep trying to play ball. It's hard, going from the. It's hard going to be hard for them to travel anywhere and play, especially with this corona. I don't know how they're going to do anything because teams going to have to quarantine, and I think this is the best scenario just to keep playing and play ball.
Would you feel safe if you were a college athlete that the protocols were in place that they give you the best chance to stay safe and play?
I would feel safe if the team takes the right precaution. I think it's very much so a way you can get out here and play if the teams take the right precaution. But, every team is different. They're going to have different sanctions, different things they can play with, different budgets. So it's going to be hard to get every team on the same accord. But they can do it if they're on the same accord. But it's tough budgeting these things with all these different states. Every state has to comply with new rules, so they're working with what they can. And that's why I think working with the least states as possible makes it easier to actually get something going.
So, Terrence, you obviously played at Stanford and you played at LSU. You played in the Pac-12, you played in the SEC. And both right now are taking what appears to be very different tacts, right? The Pac-12 and the Big Ten have announced conference only. But the SEC looks like they're trying to play a full schedule with fans, whatever that means, however that looks, as you said, like based state to state, whatever's possible. Like NASCAR had an event last night with fans. Like playing in both conferences, how would you describe the differences or the approach or how both are arriving at these different decisions?
Well, if you ask me, honestly, a big thing would be the budget. I feel as though many of the schools in the SEC may have bigger budgets to precaution better than some schools in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is going to do great, and they're going to plan out and have a great plan to get their agenda moving and to get the players out there. But honestly, the SEC just has so much more funding, in my opinion, that they'll be able to get a lot more going faster than some teams. But also, this is my opinion. I'm not 100% sure.
No, so it makes sense, though. But something like, for example, like testing, right? If you're trying to test the whole team multiple times a week, like that's something that you're saying like maybe you think might be more realistic at Alabama than it would at Oregon State or something like that.
Oh, no, I think all teams could get it done. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying over time it's going to be hard to continue this because you're not going to know the outlook of the season going forward with these new phases.
Yeah.
You went from phase 2 to phase 1 within a matter of days. And with that saying, I'm just saying it'll be easier for a school like them because, come on, they have a bigger budget. It's not a no-brainer here. Or LSU, doing great things.
Right.
So
Terrence
I think LSU get it done.
Terrence Alexander's our guest. Played at Stanford, of course. Curtis Guy played at Stanford, and then, of course, at LSU for his grad transfer. Follow him on Twitter at Terrence_9. What about the guys who are grad transfers? I don't know if you're familiar, but LSU's got two guys. You came in as one of three with Joe and with Cole Tracy, but LSU's got two this year: an offensive lineman, Liam Shanahan, and a linebacker in Jabril Cox. Now, those guys are on campus, but they're not going to have the benefit of a spring or a full offseason. So how might that transition be for them without all of that time?
Oh, the transition is tough, don't get me wrong. But the thing is that as a graduate, they understand that you can handle the transition no matter how tough it is. Because for me, I graduated Stanford on June 15th. I got down to LSU on the 17th, and I was working out on the 18th. You know what I mean? So it's like a fast turnaround. You don't have much time, but with the opportunity that's present like to any senior, they understand, and so they're gonna take it on and run full course with it. So it's a grind. Don't get me wrong, but if you right for the job, it's worth it.
Was there a point in the season or even in the preseason where you felt comfortable? Like where things kind of, people like athletes always talk about like it slowed down, right? Like I was comfortable in the pace just slowed. Was there a point in that senior year that you remember feeling like, okay, I'm comfortable now?
Yeah, I would say it took longer for me, definitely. I'd say around week 7, I understand and felt comfortable, with the new situation, the new team, everything. But we're going building for it. It's a great environment. It's not like you have things have to slow down for you. It's just everything is so fun. Everything is such a family. You just having so much fun enjoying the experience that it's fine to work your way into it. If you don't, you have to work though, but it's all fine for me.
When you were watching Joe Burrow in 2018, could you have possibly foreseen what happened in 2019?
I mean, yeah, it was just a matter of time, in my opinion. He put the work in, and he was real confident. And the way those receivers and the offense started to click, I knew it was just a matter of time. And especially seeing those young receivers as freshmen, working with those guys every day. I mean, y'all see a lot of good things during the game, but it really is the real plays that happen at practice, And so I've seen those players make those great plays umpteen times. So it was a no-brainer for me that they can get it done.
Do you have a story or something you remember from a practice in 2018 or something where, like, you still recall somebody was chased or somebody, like, doing something amazing that you just, like, shook your head?
I mean, like I say, it's so many plays, not even one. It's just you get accustomed to seeing great players make great plays, like, over and over. So, and that's what builds the team and confidence, really, because we just see this over and over. The greatness just becomes a habit. You come to the point of you're going to step up and be greater, you're not.
Well, the 2018 team got, of course, to the college football, into the Access Bowls there in the college football playoff, winning the Fiesta Bowl, set the stage for 2019. You weren't on the 2019 team, but what was it like for you as a guy who played with many of those guys to watch that season last year?
It was great to see those guys because, like I said before, it was just seeing the work that Coach O and the staff has put in, and just knowing what their vision would be, and that if everyone bought into the vision, that it could happen. Because they was preaching to us what the goal was, and they hit it right on the nail. Like, everyone knew that this was what we was going for, and they got it done.
Hey, before you go, fill everybody in, man. I know, so you left LSU, you signed with Minnesota. What's next for you in your career?
Yeah, so right now I just signed with Winnipeg out in the CFL. They just won the Grad Cup in Canada, so I'm going to do that. And before Corona, unfortunately, I was playing with the Guardians in the XFL. Before that, I was with the Vikings too. But now I've just been working on getting back to CFL right now, getting this training in, and working on my web development and things of that nature. So I'm doing a little bit of everything right now, but it's been fun. It's been fun.
I hear you, man. What's the deal with it? Because we're just not up to speed with the CFL season. How is that targeting as far as a potential on-time start and everything that's happening in Canada?
Well, right now the target date is September, so we're trying to see what's going to happen.
Okay.
But I'm excited going forward. It should be a goal. We have to see what's going with this U.S. travel ban with Canada, but all these central travel will be a go, so we should be fine.
Terrence Alexander, former LSU Tiger. Y'all follow him on Twitter at Terrence_9. And certainly we'll be keeping an eye, man, whenever the CFL season gets started, man. Thanks for the time today. All the best, man. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Also follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
NOXTEE11.
Thanks
for having me on.
NOXTEE. Say it again.
NOXTEE11.
11. So NOXTEE11. NOXTEE11. Y'all follow Terrence on Instagram as well. Hey, man, appreciate a couple of minutes. All right, be well. All the best.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.